Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201. I'm your host, Brazil 201. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about the MCU X-Men. Some of the cast has been revealed, and we're going to get into all of that. But first, remember, tomorrow we have Lioness, episode 3 of season 3, and the premiere of Lanterns. And as I said, Lanterns may be the best superhero show since The Watchmen. Because boy, superhero shows have been very bad. But yes, as I said, the Lantern show is as good as the Watchmen HBO show. The pilot is as good as the Watchmen HBO pilot and the Flash pilot. So let's get into the MCU X-Men. We were given some of the cast reveal at D23 last night. And not only that, some interesting notes from what Feige said is that some of those deals closed in the morning to do the announcement. So it really seems this is like whoever signed a contract, this is who we're going to announce. Because Indy Navarrete, who is Rogue, who a lot of people were assuming was going to be Mystique, closed her deal around in the morning yesterday to be it. As did Maya Boyd, who's going to be Storm. And the more interesting in regards to the Storm casting is um, Ryan Coogler, it was the person in charge with casting Storm, right? It wasn't a Feige choice, right? Feige let Coogler pick Storm because he wanted to pick Storm because Storm is supposed to be the co-lead of the Black Panther 3 movie coming out Christmas 2028. And all we know is from like the leak stuff that's been out that we kind of already know it's real is that this Storm, the MCU Storm, is supposed to be the granddaughter or great-granddaughter of the Denzel Washington character that is supposed to appear in Black Panther 3. So this Storm is Wakandan, and we know that the Denzel character is supposed to be some like long-lost tribe of Wakanda that is eligible for the throne in the same way like M'Baku was eligible for the throne and shit like that. And she's a Broadway star, right? Which I think is a smart way to get talent because this is what Stranger Things did. It's how they found their entire kid cast, right? Sadie Sink, Millie Bobby Brown, all of them were Broadway kids. Okay? So let's go through the cast of what's announced based off also what we know of like the test screenings that happened, right? So obviously we know Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. We also know the next time we see her will be when we know she's in Secret Wars. No idea if she's in Doomsday. I don't think she is in Doomsday, but she is in Secret Wars. She's supposed to be with Tom Holland Spider-Man, right? Kit Connors is Cyclops, who is also supposed to be in Secret Wars. Christopher Abbott is playing Charles Xavier, 40-year-old Xavier. So this is the more interesting thing. Samara Weaving, who we've seen in the Ready or Not movies, fucking goddess, is playing Emma Frost. Indy is playing Rogue. Maya Boyd is Storm, and Adam Driver is Mr. Sinister. So what's interesting with this is that a lot of people thought Kaylee Spaley was going to be Rogue, and Charles Menton was going to be Beast. We know, by the way, they have been screen testing and auditioning people for Beast in Magneto. Okay. Also, allegedly, because of what we know is that after Secret Wars, the multiverse is gone. Everyone is on one Earth. There'll be a Baxter building on the MCU Earth. No retro future thing, but like the Fantastic Four will have always lived on this Earth. There'll be a new history, very similar to the post-crisis situation that happened on the CW shows, right? So what is interesting is that the Jean Grey, the Sadie Sink Jean Grey, will have interacted with the Fox X-Men. So maybe also Kit Connors Cyclops will have interacted as well. But here's the thing with this. We know they've been testing a Beast, and we know they've been testing a Magneto. We know Adam Driver turned down the Magneto for the MCU X-Men because he doesn't want to do multiple movies, which is why he's Mr. Sinister instead. So we know there is going to be a Magneto in this movie. We also know they were screen testing a Mystique. A lot of people assumed Indy was going to be Mystique, but she's been Rogue the entire time. So there's going to be a Mystique. There's going to be a Magneto. We have a Rogue. I assume that means we're going to get a Gambit. If I were to guess who is going to be Gambit, up to me, I think one of the off-campus guys, Belmont Camilli or Antonio Cipriani, are going to be the Gambit to Indy's Rogue because it has to be like some really hot guy that you can believe can pull Indy Navarrete, right? So I'm kind of buying that, right? No idea how that's going to be. Daphne Keene's X-23 because the worlds are going to. We know the only people who are going to be from the Fox X-Men universe post Secret Wars is Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, Daphne Keene's X-23. Maybe because we haven't got Blade correctly, Wesley Snipes' Blade. And that is pretty much it, right? Everyone else is gone. So there we go. We may still have like an Iceman casting, like, because I don't think Emma Frost is going to be a part of this X-Men team when this movie begins, right? I think the only people who are going to be a part of this, like at Xavier's mansion in Westchester, are probably going to be Jean, Cyclops, and maybe Rogue and X-23 if Daphne Keene is in this movie, right? So that's 4, right? I don't think we're putting Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds in this movie. Maybe in a small cameo thing where they drop off Daphne Keene to the school and everything. But you see how this working, right? We're gonna get an interesting team. I don't know who Beast is gonna be now. Maybe it is Charles Manson. Because I kind of bought the whole Rogue and Beast thing because Callie and Charles were in Beef together, and that kind of made sense. But if you assume you're still bringing Callie, I don't know who's left. Like Callie could be Kitty Pryde, right? She could be she could be Shadowcat if they decide to cast Shadowcat. We know there's gonna be a Beast and all of it. This has the May 28th slot, by the way. So we now have our 3 dates for the 28 movies, right? We know some of these people are all going to be in Secret Wars, right? So May of 28 is X-Men. July is the Ryan Reynolds Ghost Rider movie. And December, Christmas, is the Black Panther 3, which will have Storm in it as well. We don't know what the 29 movies are actually. It could be, maybe we do get another, we finally get, like, they're going to pump out, maybe we get another Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, right? Maybe Tom Holland appears in X-Men, right? This is the thing, right? Because we have the friendship of him and Jean, and we know they're going to be together a lot in the Secret Wars movie, right? Maybe, they try to recruit Spider-Man to join the X-Men. Like, this is the fun thing we can do now. But yeah, I'm digging it. And this is a real first, like, of terms of like Sadie Sink is obviously going to be already on our 3rd MCU movie when X-Men comes out, and Sadie Sink, I guess, is maybe the most famous. This is interesting because Indy's most likely going to win the Oscar for Obsession in March, right? So they're going to have an Oscar-nominated, Oscar-winning actress in the X-Men, right? Now, I don't know who you do Magneto. It looks like we're going to skip through the Holocaust origin and all that for Magneto because Charles is 40, which means Magneto is going to be somewhere between 40 to 50. I don't know who it should be. I don't know who should be the MCU. And by the way, this kind of just proves, I think, our old MCU, outside Peter Parker, I don't think we're ever seeing fucking Anthony Mackie, shitty Captain America, Captain Falcon again. You get it? I don't think we're seeing Kamala Khan's Miss Marvel ever again. I don't think we're seeing fucking Brie Larson's fucking Captain Marvel ever again, right? I wouldn't be shocked if, like, in Secret Wars, Indy gets her power. Like, this is the thing. I think a lot of them, because Secret Wars is supposed to start production in 5 weeks. I wouldn't be shocked if, like, that's how Indy, if we're going to get the version like the X-Men 97 Rogue, that she just steals Brie Larson's Captain Marvel powers or Emilia Clarke's Captain Marvel powers, whatever. I forgot how many fucking people have Captain Marvel powers now, right? In Secret Wars or whatever is interesting. Because remember, we're going straight. Remember, Christmas 27 is Secret Wars. It looks like now they're sticking to this date because they can't move everything else around. Because X-Men has to come out because half these X-Men cast are in the Secret Wars movie. So, yeah. There we go. Also, Starfighter looked okay. I don't trust it, though. And the Bluey movie. But there we go.